Greetings, Jessica. My name is Robert, and I'm the CEO of Only Money's agency. We help creators scale to six figures within 90 days through our proven marketing strategies and expertise. We currently have a roster of 20 models in the top 1%, and we would like to present you an opportunity.
The amount of cold outreaches my models have been bombarded with over the space of my time in the field is unparalleled. People seem to have a very narrow outlook on methods for finding their first model. You have to realize you're outreaching to a person, not a business. Think about it from the perspective of an OnlyFans creator for a second. Why the fuck would she give you, a new agency, 50% of her income along with complete control of her account and payment processors? You see, most quality agencies out there aren't outreaching to models. They're focused on delivering traffic to their model, and that's it. If they find new models, it's either through connections they have or through applicants. As an example, Nathan, another YouTube in the OnlyFans space, talks about this. This is a guy who has a full team behind him and is experienced in the field. And to this day, he still talks about only having one model to focus on under his management and keeping his roster to a select few. This guy isn't focused on cold outreaching to models. He's focused on delivering traffic to his current models. And this is why his agency is over $100,000 a month. By cold outreaching to models, you are signaling to them that you don't have any models at the moment that you are scaling. Because if you were, you would be focused on scaling them rather than trying to sign a new creator who you have no information on their work ethic or the content they can provide. Now, I'm not saying this about all agencies who cold outreach are not providing results to their models. I'm saying probably around 95 to 99% of the agencies in the DMs of these creators do not have a model under their belt making more than 10 grand a month, which is not a problem, but most of these agencies are lying in their outreach script. So then, how do you get your first model? What could you possibly do without cold outreaching through DMs like every YouTube video and course suggests? Throughout your process of finding a model to work with, I want you to keep the concept of taking value versus giving value in mind at all times. So you're a new agency, and here is the potential model. You outreach to this model through a cold DM, and what you're proposing to her is for her to give up 50% of her current revenue to you, a new agency. Now, you see why most models would ignore you completely? Just because you watched a video saying that creators need agencies doesn't make you entitled to take what they have. You have to realize you're talking to a person here. My advice as a new agency is to find a way to give a potential model value. So this is either providing an existing creator with free traffic or managing one of her accounts for free, or presenting an opportunity to someone who is not in the OnlyFans space as of yet, and incentivizing them with some form of payment or guaranteed gains. You gotta realize that the model is a person, not a business. Throughout the transactions of you offering something, they have incentives as well. So they are much more likely to be receptive to value rather than you asking to take something from them. So with that being said, 3 different methods to sign your first model. The first method would be finding models in real life. This can be girlfriends, ex-girlfriends, friends of friends, boyfriends, gay dudes, stepsister, stepbrother, fucking anyone. Just sit down for a moment and think of all the possibilities you have for connections in real life. Working with models in real life gives you an advantage over working with models virtually. You will have a lot more control in what they can do, and they will be able to trust you more depending on the kind of relationship you have. You can tell them this: you don't have to be naked to have an OnlyFans. This can just be a way for you to practice generating your traffic and paying this person for the results. You see, the whole process of using certain strategies such as TikTok and particularly dating apps requires no nudity for the funnel to convert them into a OnlyFans subscriber. And you might say, well, it might hurt the sales process, but that's not true either. I've seen people who have great sales skills who were able to turn a non-nudity model and achieve 5-to-1 plus message ratios. The second method, this is what I did, is offer traffic to models for free. Contact small creators. The best way to do this is through Reddit. And particularly if you want to find creators who aren't managed under agencies, I would go under creators advice. Those are solo creators. And now when you contact these are creators who are already against agencies. What you do is subscribe to the page. Make sure you aren't picking a model who's managed under an agency, because then you'll just be talking to the dude. And what you do is you will offer them free traffic to help them grow their account. All you would ask for them is a tracking link, which they can create from their page, and for them to give it to you. All you'll say is, if you give me a tracking link, I'm going to provide you free traffic. I'm not going to ask anything from you at the moment. I just want to prove to you that I can bring traffic to your page. They might be a little bit skeptical, but you have to assure them that you're just doing this for the incentive of your own marketing strategies and to help them out in the possibility of creating a future together, with, of course, no pressure added. Now, after you get their traffic link, this is where you're going to start testing traffic strategies. You might have to ask the model for a little bit of content and time to help your promotional strategies. What you can do just with the tracking link is either black hat Reddit methods, black hat dating app methods. I think the most effective for this would be dating app methods. All you would have to do is ask for her to take selfie verification videos and provide dating app pictures, and then you can basically handle the rest. You just have to provide her 10 subs a day. At that point, when you're providing her consistent traffic, depending on how small the creator is, she will be impressed, and then you move on to offering a second account management for her, meaning she will still manage her first account and still have control over her first account. You will just be managing her second account, which then you can provide traffic to and manage the chatting. From there, if you are skilled, you will be able to scale that account to more than her first page, and then you will have her full cooperation. This is all after you signed her from your first initial free results. The third method would be signing models under a wage-based model. If you want to accelerate your outreach results, offer models who are either small creators, like making under $500 a month, or girls in third world countries, best countries to target, Mexico down, and offer them $1,000 a month to start. You will have requirements for the model for allocating her time in exchange for a wage. So let's say 3 hours 5 days a week. You're basically just paying her for her time, and you manage the account and everything else. Now, if you don't think you can make a model more than $1,000 a month, do not do this. The reason why most agencies and outreach do not do this is because they cannot provide results to the model. So why would they risk it? The downside to this, if in the contract the model provides all her content and you still do not make her $1,000 a month, you are obligated to pay her. This is a contract in which you're incentivizing the model to work for a wage. Do not fuck the girl over if you do this. Just don't be an asshole. You have to have a little due diligence before you pick this method. You have to make sure the model would be profitable and would allocate her time. The contract has to be very specific to what content she will have to provide and the time frames which she will have to provide it. But basically, if you pay a hardworking model for her time and you provide the traffic strategies, this will be a successful option. You see, all three of these methods for finding your first model are under the concept of giving value rather than taking value. With each of these methods, you are going to find a much higher conversion rate than you would just cold outreaching, asking for 50%. In each of these methods, you are creating an opportunity for the model to make money rather than trying to leech off them, taking what they already have and claiming it for yourself. I have used each one of these methods to sign a model myself. Now, if I were to pick which ones would be the best, number one, finding a model in real life. If you can find a model who can deliver content and is willing to do OnlyFans and you have a real life connection to them, this will always be the best method, but this is probably also one of the more difficult ones depending on your character and yourself, honestly. It also depends, like if you're in fucking Uganda, obviously you're not finding many models out there. If you have the knowledge and the skill set, I would go with number three. You will find a lot more results if you just offer these girls straight up pay rather than a commission-based model. You wouldn't do it just like $1,000 a month. It would be $1,000 a month until a certain threshold. So let's say $3,000 in revenue for the account. Then you would move over to a split, which you can then determine yourself. You want to do this to avoid human trafficking, legal complications that you could get just from having her work under a wage-based model. Then offering traffic to models for free. I would do this if you're just starting out and you need some practice to actually get some momentum going for yourself. And the best way to learn OnlyFans management is to actually like get your feet in the mud. So by working for free, you are doing this as quickly as possible. And by doing this as quickly as possible, you're creating more opportunities for you to sign your first model in the future. So these are all the methods. They're all pretty different than what you'll see. It's not that just cold outreaching and signing models under management doesn't work anymore, because it does. It's just the fact that the way I see most people go about it is completely fucking unethical, because you guys have no idea what you're fucking doing. Again, I'm not speaking to everyone. For the future of the channel, I'm going to start providing my traffic strategies, so keep in touch for that. Yeah, I don't